What's up guys, I'm JacobTSuggs, and my recent vacation down to Florida was absolutely fantastic. I went to Miami, I hung out with one of my best friends in the world, and I even was able to go down to Disney World for a few days where I blew all of my hard-earned cash on all of the Rose Tico merchandise on clearance. But perhaps some of the biggest highlights from my trip was going to see films like Incredibles 2 for a second time, 8th Grade, which is masterwork, Leave No Trace, which I really loved, and Mission Impossible Fallout, which exceeded my expectations, which were already sky high. And between you and me, I might have even saw Teen Titans Go to the Movies, which was a lot better than I thought it would be because I was kind of dragged into seeing that one, but it was still pretty great regardless. However, there's one experience I had on my trip that was unlike any other. An experience that I'll remember for the rest of my days on this miserable floating rock until I kick the bucket and die. During my trip, I saw Gotti.
Yeah. Ooh. Gotti gang. Ooh. Yeah.
That's it right there, son.
MoviePass. Yeah. Gotti gang. Ooh. Yeah. Gotti gang, 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 Gotti gang. Spent 3 racks on a movie. Yeah. Gotti love do cocaine. Ooh. Y'all on the film, I forgot the name. Yeah. Can't buy a ticket anyway. Rather go and watch Suggs. A. Gotti gang, Gotti gang, Gotti gang. Gotti gang, 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 Gotti gang. Spent 3 racks on a movie. Gotti love do cocaine. Ooh. Y'all on the film, I forgot the name. Yeah. Can't buy a ticket anyway. No. Rather go and watch Suggs. A. Hey. Gotti gang, Gotti gang, Gotti gang, Gotti gang. Gotta cost more than your rent. It do. MoviePass silver to spend. Yeah. Showtime's available, none. Huh? Yeah. Gotta kill you with a gun. Ooh. Chick go for Suggs, got a big D. Nope. Good Christian boy, smoke no weed. Yeah. Travolta, Gotti cost hella G's. Huh? Screw MoviePass, screw your company. Screw it. Both the movies Suggs some big ass. Big ass. Rather watch Suggs than some projects. Yeah. 0 on RT, check that. Make fake account, get ratings back. Yeah. Audience love, don't hit that. Marketing team on that math. Yeah. Troll behind a keyboard, more cred. Live in society, add bottom text. What? Gotti gang, 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 Gotti gang. Spend 3 racks on a movie. Gotti love do cocaine. Yo, y'all on the film, I forgot the name. Can't buy a ticket anyway. Rather go and watch Suggs. A. Yeah. Gotti gang, 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 Gotti gang. Spend 3 racks on a movie. Gotti love do cocaine. Ooh. Y'all on the film, I forgot the name. Yo. Can't buy a ticket anyway. Ooh. Rather go and watch Suggs. A. Gotti gang, Gotti gang, Gotti gang.
Gotti and the Fall of MoviePass. I know that title sounds like a rejected Harry Potter book, but believe me, I feel like it's worth discussing and talking about because as soon as I saw this movie, I just knew that I had to do a video on it, and with the recent collapse of MoviePass, it just kind of perfectly fit in line, so it's something that I want to talk about. In case you didn't already know, Gotti is quite possibly one of the most critically reviled films of all time, holding a solid 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 24% on Metacritic, and a 4.8 out of 10 on IMDb. Now, I don't think that these websites are the gold standard for film criticism, and you're welcome to enjoy any movie that you pay to see, but I think that we can all agree that's, objectively speaking, not very good. Granted, the series would improve with Gotti 2 the musical and Gotti 3 Gotti's Not Dead, where they introduced Gotti's wife, Gata, but alas, that's just the unfortunate critical state that this particular film lies. You're probably wondering why I put so much emphasis on critical state, and that's because Gotti actually used the bad reviews to help market their film. Yes, they claim critics were just trolls behind a keyboard and put out a hit on their cinematic, masterpiece, and that audiences are who you should really trust when it comes to listening to Gotti's reception. I'm not even making a joke here. This is real and true and facts. If you don't believe me, just check out this promo that they put out to help market their movie.
We've never been under this kind of scrutiny.
You fight till you can't fight no more. Never back off, ever.
forget about it. He did a
amazing job.
John killed it. I loved the movie. It was excellent.
He really got the look, the feel, the emotions, the way he talks.
Yeah, it looks a little bit fake to me, but are you really sure that audiences loved Gotti when you only have a 54% rating on Rotten Tomatoes from audiences? Oh wait, oh yeah, the reason why it's that high in the first place is because Gotti made fake accounts to give the film good reviews. Any account that gave it higher than 1 to 2-ish stars are just bots that have only reviewed Gotti and pretty much nothing else. And if you try to access one of these pages, most of the time they just won't even show up. Like I said, pretty scummy stuff, but we are dealing with a film dealing with one of the most notorious mobsters, so I guess it kind of fits. Granted, the real criminal here isn't Gotti, but one of the 45 producers, not even making that up, was none other than Mitch Lowe, the current CEO of MoviePass, which you already probably know is that service that allows people to see movies for cheaper for about $10 a month. Well, at least they used to, but we'll get back to that later. See, Gotti was trapped in development hell since 2010, and it wasn't until 2015 that they were able to fully acquire the rights to make the film and start production. All of this further being made possible with the help of Mitch Lowe, allowing his company MoviePass to help finance production of the film. Now, around 2017, as the film was finishing up post-production, MoviePass gained a massive influx of clients, myself included, and because Mitch Lowe has a huge ego and isn't great at running a business, probably just assumed that MoviePass was on par with something like Netflix. And why do I bring this up? Well, because MoviePass is a service that is obviously not as big as Netflix and shouldn't be producing films, but rather focusing on their service and, most importantly, their clients first and foremost. But then again, that requires intelligence, and all I'm gonna say is that Mitch Lowe invested in Gotti, and that says volumes in itself. But before we get back to MoviePass, let's talk about the film. I mean, it can't be as bad as everybody says, right? Oh, it was bad. It was real bad. Gotti doesn't have a story. Well, it has a plot, but the writing is so poor that frankly when it jumps around from past to present so repetitively, the narrative just keeps getting shifted, and that's not even mentioning the abysmal editing. The film's editing is just outright awful, and there's so much going on, and it's so jumbled that I honestly couldn't even keep track of what was going on in the film. The fundamentals of filmmaking, like basic things such as shot, reverse shot, were done horribly, and the scenes that were supposed to have levity just don't work and are frankly as quick as the action sequences in the film. But then again, the choreography and the camera work for the action scenes are awful, and the acting across the board is some of the worst acting I've ever seen in a film I've watched in theaters. Those quick scenes that are supposed to get us emotionally invested don't work, partially because they're just laughably bad. And I mean it too. My friend and I were trying to be courteous of the other people in our theater, but it wasn't long before they too also started laughing out loud in the theater, and I think that says enough in itself. There's a scene in the film to where John Gotti's son dies after getting hit by a car, and that sounds like something that should be deeply horrifying and sad to watch. Well, they found a way to screw that up too, as when the kid gets hit by a car, his body only has fake blood smeared across his face. It looked like something out of a bad short film, and when you combine that with awful camera work and acting, it's just so unintentionally funny that it doesn't work at all. Not to mention how whenever a character is introduced, their name appears underneath them when they show up on screen. Even if they say the character's name in the film, it still shows up as text. Most of the time these characters aren't even memorable anyway, but when it does this for virtually every single character in the film, I just felt like I was watching a really crappy version of Too Many Cooks. Hashtag Too Many Gottis, get it trending. There's also a lot of moments where the audio isn't leveled properly, so important dialogue will be happening, but you can't hear it due to some stupid Pitbull song blaring through the speakers. Why would you get Pitbull to do the music for your film? Like, it just takes me out of the experience when a scene set in the past has some crappy rap song playing in the background. I'm not saying Pitbull's not a great rapper, but when his work here is about as terrible as Purple Lamborghini from Suicide Squad, just imagine that one song stretched out across an entire film, and you've essentially got Gotti's soundtrack.
This is legit, John. You're a huge Pitbull fan.
I am. He's my favorite. I love him.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you. And it's an honor to be able to work with John Travolta on the Gotti film and to be able to do the score and be able to do a song for it. Amore with Leona Lewis. And thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
I'm the one who's privileged and honored that you did it.
Oh, man.
And I'm curious, both of us. But Pitbull, when you get the call that they want you to compose and score this movie, what goes through your head?
Man, to be honest with you, I'm still trying to figure it out.
You might think that I'm sounding harsh, but guys, even some of the shots were out of focus. Like, this film gets so much fundamentally wrong with the filmmaking process that I'm hesitant to even call it a movie. The film was directed by Kevin Connolly, who you might know from Entourage, but other than that, he really hasn't done anything else of notice, which, frankly, after watching Gotti, isn't that surprising at all. I know it's hard to make a feature film. I mean, I make short films myself, but I feel like everything here was done with a lack of passion. Connolly in interviews just seems awkward, and I feel like even he knows the film is far from perfect.
This is a book. I mean, this is something that is, I guess we should call it John Gotti approved. Like, this is something.
Right. Oh, it's approved.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on set, right? John Gotti Jr. is a producer of the movie, and you know, if you hear like all the ties that John Travolta wears and the pocket squares, it's all the real John Gotti stuff. Really? Which is funny because you could actually smell the cologne.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah, you could smell the real John Gotti's cologne on John Travolta's ties and pocket squares. So that's got to be so helpful having the real deal on set. Yeah, I mean, smelling it, I could have done without smelling the cologne personally.
But let's get back to something else. MoviePass, and stick with me because the two absolutely correlate alongside one another. MoviePass is currently a failing business, and despite all signs telling Michelow that he needs to fold and shut down his company, he won't due to his massive ego and lack of intelligence in the area of maintaining a successful business.
MoviePass. Where to begin with MoviePass? This service seems like a near impossibility back about a year ago, when the service announced a crazy plan to be able to watch any movie you want, any day you want, for a monthly subscription fee of $10. Considering the price of this service was less than that of a movie ticket itself in many areas, it would be crazy not to take this deal. So en masse, people started their MoviePass subscriptions, including myself. I think in the back of our minds, we were all really curious about how this company was able to keep themselves afloat, as the monthly fee didn't even match the price for one of the movies many of us went to go watch. Then later we started to see some of the partnerships they built to promote certain movies, and even started a subsidiary company called MoviePass Ventures, which would co-acquire films with the distributors. It seemed like all the money was going into all the right places to be able to keep this service going strong. Minus a few hiccups. Despite MoviePass promising users the ability to see any movie any day, some users that were actually going out of their way to do so were unable to use their cards due to a restriction put on them for overusage. There would also eventually reach points where MoviePass would put certain regulations on larger films like Avengers: Infinity War. Users were forced into taking pictures of their purchased ticket. These certainly caused a good amount of controversy, but nothing would hit quite as hard as the opening weekend for Mission Impossible Fallout. On July 26th of this year, MoviePass had a massive outage that originally only hit the users planning to see the new action movie, but managed to expand catastrophically to practically every single user. It was reported that MoviePass was forced to borrow $5 million just to continue operations, and even still it had to black out the option to see that said film. Now, after such a large period of the service bringing their price down, it was recently announced that the monthly fee MoviePass users pay for will be upsized from $10 a month to $15 a month. Even still, the service announced that it would not be working for upcoming big releases like The Meg, leaving many subscribers frustrated as the product they were offered has quickly morphed into something else entirely. MoviePass as a whole seems to be on a massive downturn. Users are becoming increasingly unsatisfied with the service, and their venture subsidiary has produced a film with one of the most negative receptions of the year so far, Gotti. Even though working at a movie theater has probably led me to get Ligma because of MoviePass, I personally really hope they can manage to bounce back from this mess. Reason being because there has been statistical evidence to show that people are going to watch movies that they otherwise wouldn't have gone out to watch. Many of these films being smaller indie or foreign films that no longer were risks to go out and see, opening a whole different variety of films for people to watch and allowing these studios to continue the funding of these smaller movies. However, with the rise of other programs such as Cinema and AMC Stubs A-List, it's hard to see a future where MoviePass continues to be a viable option for consumers. It seems like it was solely through their ambition and lack of foresight that they now run the gambit of not being here by this time next year. So, best of luck to you, MoviePass. You've lost millions of dollars and plenty of subscribers because of this whole fiasco. But it's my hope that you bounce back as the service that was aiding all of those movies that needed your help.
We have dozens of ways to make money. For example, marketing on behalf of studios. The film distribution system is completely broken. It's so hard to get a film out in the theater that's not a big blockbuster hit. And there's hundreds of millions of dollars spent marketing those films. We're an incredibly effective partner for those studios. We have people who are coming to our site, 4 and 5 times a week where we can sell advertising.
I get not wanting to shut down your company, but when you can't even afford to let clients see Mission Impossible Fallout on opening weekend with your service, something's gotta give. The recent introduction of surge pricing is awful, and if it were for the same movie twice, I guess it'd be more understandable, but as of now, I kinda hate it. If it were just for a few dollars, I might be a little bit more forgiving, but all of my personal surge experiences have been for around anywhere from $5 to $8, meaning that I'm paying more than half for my movie ticket when I'm already paying MoviePass roughly $10 a month for their service alone. It's pretty scummy to say the least, and it's getting on my nerves. I'm no marketing genius, but why not market tiers to your company instead of surge prices anyway? I mean, hear me out. Like, make MoviePass Bronze, MoviePass Silver, and MoviePass Gold, and depending on which one you get, you can see so many movies a month for a certain price, and maybe there are also perks like 3D and IMAX for the higher tiers. I don't know, I just feel like anything is better and frankly smarter than scamming your clients that are already giving you hard-earned money for your service. Frankly, personally, I'd switch to AMC Stubs, which is so much better than MoviePass, but I only have a Regal theater in my area, so until then, I'm kinda just stuck with this company. To put it lightly with yet another analogy, if AMC Stubs is Chick-fil-A, then MoviePass is currently KFC, and if you've been inside both of those restaurants, you know exactly what I'm saying here. Don't get me wrong, it's still better than paying full price for a ticket, and I do appreciate the service a lot, but I just want what's best for this company that I'm subscribed to, instead of having them make me fork over even more money to help their company barely make ends meet. This is like me going to a restaurant being promised free and good food, and then am given dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets on a paper plate with a Diet Coke, and am now being told that I owe them a little over half of what it would traditionally cost. The promise doesn't actually live up to the reality of the situation that the service is in, and I feel like that's one of the biggest issues with MoviePass today. But hey, maybe we wouldn't even be in this predicament if MoviePass didn't invest a lot of their money in Gotti, a truly awful experience that's so bad it's laughable. Gotti isn't just a terrible film, it's a contribution to MoviePass's continuing nosedive straight into the grave. And that's really sad, but before I go, I want to give a few suggestions, and MoviePass, take this as an open letter and feel free to use them at any time. 1. Don't invest in films. You aren't a streaming platform like Hulu or Netflix. You're simply a subscription-based service that allows people to have a cheaper and frankly more efficient way to see the films that they want to watch at their local cinema. You don't want to get Gotti'd all over again and place yourselves in a deeper hole. And stop memeing on Twitter. You haven't earned the ability to do that like Wendy's has, and you're just making the company look even less professional. 2. Maybe switch surge pricing to those who want to see the same movie twice. I feel like this would help you gain more of a profit from the money that you lost during the influx of new clients, and if you do decide to do tiers, as I mentioned earlier, it would maybe work in helping your company live on without screwing over the people that are, you know, subscribe to you. 3. You have an enemy with AMC, but you're perfectly fine with Regal Cinemas who don't have a subscription-based service of their own. Maybe try and merge your business with Regal, or even allow Regal to buy your company to use MoviePass as their own subscription-based service. That way your company can live on, and Mitch Lowe will be happy because he will get a lot of money in return. Regal, I know that you guys might be cautious about this, but I think that for people like me, it'd be super beneficial, and there's certainly a risk to be taken here. So there you have it. That's my opinion on Gotti and MoviePass, and how Gotti screwed over MoviePass, and how MoviePass has just constantly been nosediving into their own grave. And I kind of wanted to get all of this off of my chest, and thankfully, I guess Gotti gave me the perfect platform to do that. Also, I don't want to slam Mitch Lowe or slam MoviePass because I do appreciate the company and their service. I just want better leadership for the company because Mitch Lowe hasn't been doing that, and if he wants to hear me out and listen to his own clients that are kind of concerned about the service, those are just my thoughts. Hopefully they help out, but if MoviePass is dead whenever I upload this, I wouldn't be surprised. That all being said, what do you think of MoviePass, and what did you think of Gotti if you saw it? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm Frame by Frame. Remember the name. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
And we're on our way to get to break even on our subscription.
So right now, just the subscription part, you're essentially break even, maybe sometimes a little bit profitable.
We're not there. I mean, we're not there yet, you know.